It's 6:04, calling the meeting to order. Roll call, we have Pamela, Laurel, Danielle, Lee, Teresa, Eric, Nettie, Iris on Zoom. Okay. So, public invited to be heard. Corrections to the September 21st minutes. Anybody see? I set mine in already. Anybody see anything else? Okay, I need a motion to approve them as written.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second? Second. All in favor? Are there any additions or corrections to today's agenda?
The only thing is that Sean McCoy will not be here. And I think that's the only correction that I need to make.
Then, this is Megan with the museum.
Well, or no, sorry.
No, not for the minutes.
Sorry, it's our first meeting alone.
Don't worry, I got you. Okay.
Thank
Floor is
you.
yours.
You all are very efficient. I am already on agenda item number 6. So my name is Megan Peters. I'm the Fund Development Manager here at the museum, and I don't think it's coming as any surprise to anyone here that we are in the midst of a capital campaign. So we are gearing up to expand the building, which is really, really exciting, and I think that all of you are asking, what does AIPP have to do with the museum expansion? And I'm here to tell you lots. So I'm not even going to say the numbers out loud because I know that I'll butcher them, but I won't put you on the spot. But if you want to correct me as I go, please feel free. As this building expands, a percentage portion of this expansion will be mandated to be under an Art and Cultural Place initiative. So we are very excited to be working with you all and the rest of the people who want to vote, and Angela and Laura, to make sure that we are getting some really highly visible and exciting art that the public can see, and that denotes that this is a museum and that we are a place that is welcome to everybody. The other piece of AIPP that I am here to talk to you about is that we, as you all know, you are one of 3 boards that the museum adjacent to the museum, and we are hoping to have 100% board participation in the fundraising aspect of this capital campaign. With that being said, there is no minimum ask, there's also no maximum donation, and we are about 82% of the way to our $8.1 billion goal, which is very exciting, in large part due to generous donation from the Stewart Family Foundation, which also helped fund this area of the museum. And we are looking, so we're just over $6.5 million raised. So we're closing in on this last $2 million, just shy of $2 million, and would appreciate any support that you as board members could help provide. The other piece of this is that we, on November 3rd, I believe you should have all gotten an invitation, but if you didn't, let me know. I will forward it to you. We are going to be doing a complete walkthrough with the architect, which I think is going to be really amazing. Personally, I am very excited to see it actually flushed out and where things are going to be and what's going to be where. And we would invite you all to come and participate in that. It's going to be from 4 to 6 on Friday, November 3rd. And what is different about this event from some of our other events is that we really are encouraging and welcoming any guests you want to bring. Anyone who you think doesn't really know what's happening at the museum or hasn't been here in a while or could use, or just wants to do something on a Friday night, bring them on out. We are so excited to be able to really show what's actually going to happen. The renderings are magnificent, and I think that what we are building is going to be really just an added benefit to the community, more so than what we already have. So I think, stop me if I'm saying things you already know, but the main things that are going to happen is as you may or may not know, upstairs we've renovated textile storage to be more office space and just help our staff grow a little bit more. That's actually almost already done. So construction has started, which is very exciting. Next up is going to be the courtyard. It's going to get a total makeover and expansion. It's going to be larger. It's going to have more walkable area, more hard ground, so it's a little bit more accessible for everyone for some concerts and other things that we'll be able to do out there. That is, don't quote me on this, hopefully we will have that done, ready to go by summer 2024, which is amazingly exciting. And then next up is the really big bulk of the work, which is going to be adding or renovating some of our gallery spaces to include a designated children's gallery. We are going to be expanding and having a larger rotating gallery space, as well as expanding and modifying our permanent history exhibit. In addition to that, there will be some cosmetic things that happen, as well as some internal building things that have to happen to make all of these new pieces and parts work. But that's kind of the very quick overview, and I think I'm here mostly to answer questions and chat about the fundraising aspect if anybody has anything, and certainly Eric is more knowledgeable about the actual build than I will pretend to be. But if there's anybody who has any questions or comments, we'd love to hear them.
I'm just excited to see what happens on the 3rd. Definitely will have to see the new plan.
Me too. Yeah. Well, I will count you down.
Yeah, I was planning on coming.
Good, and of course, please do bring whoever you like to also see what's going to be happening.
Do you know if the courtyard area when it hits expanding will have much shade?
Isn't that funny? That is like the #1 question we get asked about the courtyard.
It's so high up there.
Yes.
It's bright.
So, let's jump in when I start to get this right. The architects have done sun studies, so things are being positioned to make it so that guests and musicians are not just sitting in the blazing sun. And then we're working on getting some sun sails and things like that to counteract the heat of being out there.
The kind of inner portion of the courtyard will be, instead of grass, it'll actually be hardscape. And so we'd like to be able to put sun shades up. That is currently kind of over our budget, so if you have an extra $80,000,
send it our way.
Those sun shades, that's one of the pieces that.
Why get rid of grass?
The grass, the problem is so much of the drainage in that courtyard all goes kind of into that central area, and it means anytime we get any sort of rainstorm,
It's muddy.
it becomes just a mud pit. So we're going to pipe all of the drainage underground and then do hardscape so that we can do more events throughout, really from hopefully May through, October, November, without, beating down grass and really giving us an opportunity for kind of an outdoor program and rental space that we don't have right now. Also, the courtyard, when it's finished, will have a capacity of around 700 people, which is about twice what it has now. So, summer concerts and other things really benefit from that expansion.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I loved all the concerts out there,
Yeah, one of our most popular events.
but they are blazing in the sun.
But yeah.
Yeah. If they didn't get rained out like this summer.
Yeah. We are reorienting, so the band at least will no longer be baking in the sun, because there we're going to have more of a true band shell, sheltered down.
We should
Our-
put their back to the sun so that they're not
Yeah,
looking at the sun.
that's what we're doing. We're actually reorienting the whole
I
courtyard.
feel sorry for them, actually.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Ooh, can't wait.
Great. Well, thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing hopefully all of you on the 3rd.
What's gonna be there other than the top?
Drinks
Yeah.
and snacks.
Food, yeah.
If that's your selling point, there will be drinks.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
I don't remember, are you supposed to RSVP?
Oh, I gotcha. It was ours to me, so.
Okay.
If you have any questions about it, I can forward emails to Meg.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You
Megan.
all are
Your
flying through
excuse.
this. Am I excused? Okay. Thank you all so much. Well, I guess I don't. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you all soon.
Are you missing an agenda, Stephanie?
I am, but I can help.
Oh, Stephanie, look at how this works out.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to just add for the record here that Susan and Stephanie came just like right after I did the roll call, so
Right.
we're here, so. Okay, Fox Meadows Park project. We need to get together a task force for that. That we didn't do last time? I thought we did, but.
We talked about this budget, we just never talked about who wanted to be part of that.
So who wants to be on that task force for Fox?
A selection.
Fox Meadows, we have the task force to decide what we want to put in there and work on getting out the
Yeah, Laurel
offer.
and Stephanie.
Laurel and stuff.
Yeah, you're on a task force.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm already on
That's the new park that's going to be sort of right behind the UC hospital out by County Line.
And they already had, last time they presented us with 3 different plans for landscaping, which were really interesting, and they're, all of them are, pretty much drought tolerant, but, they did have different aspects, so,
They were gonna take it again to the
right.
public and to the area and see if they could define what they wanted from these possibilities.
And then depending on which plan is picked, that's where the art goes different places.
Okay.
yeah, Angela's putting out requests for qualifications right now, like about to be. So they're finalizing the park design, and then we're hoping that the artists will be able to, bring together a new idea with the park, like in tandem. So I think it'll be really cool, because it's still very fresh, so it'll be a good project.
It'll be better to do it while it's being built than after, like.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Moving
if we want to put electricity or lights or
Yeah.
something in there.
Will we
And I believe that
notification
task force is automatically on the selection committee.
About the task force,
Yes, of
a
course.
date and
Yeah, I think Angela also has to put together the selection committee, which has had a very robust interest from the community because they've been doing community meetings. So yes, you should be getting some sort of nudges very shortly. Obviously Angela's out of town right now, so she's working on it right now. But yes, you will. Everybody will too.
Okay. And that's for next year. The ultimate installation and everything. Okay, shocker. What?
So I've been keeping a tab on all the artists. 2 have already finished. The others have pretty much either, like, they're close to being done or started. The only box that is kind of having to be shelved for next year is Sage Alexander. They had a box that's on Hofer. It got covered with graffiti sealant, and they tried to take the sealant off. It didn't work. So they have to completely strip down the box. Yeah.
That's the mushroom.
Yeah, so that one's just, yeah, it really, but we did allocate money for them to completely redo the box, so they're under contract with us to do the whole box over again. It's just not gonna be done this
It's not
year,
gonna be done this year.
unfortunately.
It's like, because do they need to sandblast it or something, or?
I think like the initial like removal process is very gentle, but I think that sealant is just like really heavy duty, so yeah, I think they have to like do something, basically strip it like completely and then reprime it, and then they can be repainting however they want, or however the design was, but it's kind of a bummer.
Right, I'd love to go back and redo something I did 2 years ago.
I think Sage does not share that.
No, yeah, she's not.
Yeah, no, I was kidding.
right, next is the Growing Water Center Unity event, and I wanted to call on our commissioners that were volunteers that day. So Danielle, Susan, and Pamela, what are your thoughts?
I thought it went really well. I thought it was a really nice event, and I was surprised at how many people from the neighborhood came out to see it. And I think they did a really lovely job of landscaping, the hardscaping and
Does it show off our artwork really well?
it does, yeah, it does. Now, I don't know, after the plants get bigger, I asked as they were planting, are they gonna get much taller? Are they gonna, go wider? Because then maybe not. But they said, no, they're actually, were about the size that they were gonna be. So, it was really nice. It's a really nice job. And I got 3 plants, which was very exciting. So,
Yes. Danielle, do you have anything to add?
No, I thought that overall it was very well put together. It was really awesome to see everybody kind of come out. There was definitely some really nice perks to being there for sure, like the plants and Sweet Cow, and breakfast and coffee, and they made it really hard to not want to be there, which was great. But again, I think there was a lot of really cool information just about what was going on, about how to get involved, how to help change your yard, how to there was a lot of different pamphlets that I grabbed and just a few little things that were really informative. And I think the art will look really great with all of it, honestly. I think that's the right word. I feel like when you have a piece of art just in a blank field of grass, it doesn't stand out. But then when you've got flowers and different plants and everything else, and especially with it being mosaic, I think that it'll look really nice once everything's kind of grown in. And even if things get a little tall, I still think it'll still be a pretty nice focal point for sure.
well, I thought actually they picked the plants with the coloring of the mural very well.
Yeah.
I mean, they highlights it because they used some pinks and some grays and colors that were actually in the mural, so you could really see, the coordination of what they were doing there. It was well put together and it was really thoughtful. And I have to say, Sweet Cow has the best cookies and cream ice cream ever. And I don't even like cookies and cream ice cream. Really.
Susan, anything more?
It was just so well done. Every person who was a part of it, the effort had been really thought through and amazing. And as the people I had chatted with, they weren't even necessarily from the neighborhood, but they had read about it and they had come because they thought it sounded like such an engaging family event. So there were a lot of children there too with it, and it was just really an awesome community event.
Yeah, once again, the buttons were a big hit. Buttons everywhere.
The buttons.
Yeah, we made buttons for the kids, and they love them. The button machine is just really, it's the bomb. Like, all the kids I can make my own button, I can make my own button. Actually, Laura makes the buttons.
The buttons are really popular.
The buttons are incredible.
It's instant gratification.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus you can wear it, it's not like when we did tiles, take them home and then you have a tile.
No, yeah, but it was, I agree, it was just really well done, and it was laid back and the weather was perfect, and so you just couldn't ask for anything more.
Maybe we can ask these people what they would do with Florida lime. It's just overgrown. Okay, gather enough people. We took it down.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It came down. It was amazing. I went and
Excellent.
watched it. It's huge, a big crane.
Uh-huh.
It was complicated. There was a cable. They had to.
At the Justice Center? Is that from the Justice Center?
No,
Isaac Wall.
Isaac Wong, yeah. They had to decide first off whether they wanted to disconnect the cable from the top or from the bottom. That was a long decision. Finally, they did it from the bottom and took it up, and then the pole that went into the swamp at the edge of the pond, was not just bolted in, it was just actually set in concrete, so we had to saw it off. But the stainless steel is in great shape all the way, and we'll do it when we remount it, if we get a chance to remount it. We'll be sure to bolt it in so it can be more easily done. The bunker was cleaned out, all the mechanics were put into storage too with the artwork, and the bunker was left in a safe, it was left safe in the,
It's covered, it's basically, like, we couldn't disassemble the bunker, so it's just kind of got a closure, it's closed.
It's closed and it's got like plywood in. Apparently, there was live power going from the clubhouse out there, and it was supposed to light the sign and the artwork, which it wasn't doing anymore, and so it was just like amazing somebody didn't get electrocuted. But we disconnected that, so that's all good. When we put it back, there won't be lights, because that's just expensive. And we're getting a quote from the people that took it down on putting it back up. And it's gonna be a lot.
So does that mean that the Army Corps of Engineers is actually getting ready to do something? Or does that just mean that we
From
took
your
it
mouth to
down?
God's ears, who knows? They're gonna come any day,
Okay, any day, okay, cool, all
any
right.
day by next summer. I don't know when.
Okay, I was just wondering because, you know, it was supposed to be in spring and then it was in summer and
We
then it
don't know.
was.
We don't know when they're doing what they do. They're moving along in their process, and
Oh, that
let
was
us know when they're
nothing. Okay,
all right?
well,
And
I'm glad-
so the top part that moves, the pole, the
Yeah.
wiring, the mechanics for making it move are all in storage at the ice shed in Roosevelt.
great,
And so we're
good job.
done for the moment.
Yes, excellent, excellent,
That's when it's done.
yes.
Okay, Kitely mural. I stopped by there repainting. It was better weather.
Did you go there Friday?
I was there Friday,
Oh, it was cooler.
yeah.
Yeah, so we brought the artist back out, JC, and we just touched up the entire mural. So it looks like crispy, beautiful. We are going to reach out to a painter to seal everything once everything, we get back with the manufacturer, because Angela had to order a ton of new paint. So we're just getting some recommendations on what the sealant should be. But it looks great. If you guys get a chance to go over there, it looks awesome now. So way better than the state that it was in.
Do we have any kind of timeline on getting it sealed? They don't want it to get all worn down again before we seal it.
I think we're waiting for the manufacturer to tell us what their opinions are / recommendations are, because I think Angela does want to get it covered as soon as possible, but they may tell us, no, it needs to sit and like actually cure and then we do it, but I
Like,
think
I
we're
wanted
kind
to
of,
wait for winter.
I know.
Well, one of the things that was really interesting is that, the artist thought because it was so hot when we painted it the last time, that was really the problem. Because you could see the letters where she had put B for blue and T for turquoise, they were.
Well, it was the chalk,
They were,
yeah,
the
which
chalk,
was like
chalk.
marking it off, yeah.
Yeah, so you could actually see where the chalk had been, which wouldn't be the case normally. I mean, it would just disappear. And so, and it was really hot.
Yes, it was really hot when we did it in the summer.
Yes, it was. So it's something to think about with that paint for sure.
The paint this time, the new paint
It
it
was,
seemed to be thinner, but it might have just been because it was so hot when we were doing it before, that it
Got thick.
got thick, really thick.
I don't know, I actually had to add water when I was there on Thursday. I had to add some water to get it to go on smoothly. But all in all, it seemed to be easier, but it was so hot.
So it's repainted, we're waiting for information before we seal it, which will hopefully be within the next couple of weeks.
That's great.
Okay. All right, any questions, anybody? New business. Okay, well, guess what?
What?
We have 8 applicants.
No.
Yes.
Cool.
So we need a nominating committee task force.
Well,
People that will ask questions.
No, I thought that myself and Jennifer were already on there.
Okay.
You want more than that?
Yeah, and then it was, is anybody else interested? And I think it's gonna be in person, and Angela said because we give every candidate 30 minutes, it's gonna be 4 or 5 hours.
Do you know if you have a date yet and kind of in mind?
No, it says, Angela, if you are interested, send Angela your availability. So, and we need to decide before December 1st.
So what does the process look like to nominate them? You look through their, what is the process to
Oh,
nominate?
the candidates come and we have a set of questions that we ask them for their opinions on this and that and what would you do and stuff like that. It's completely out of my mind and I did it last year, okay? Completely have no idea what the questions were.
Yeah.
But they were thoughtful questions and then the candidate leaves, the task force discusses amongst themselves, and at the end, they recommend, we have like 4 openings, so.
So you recommend 4 of the 8?
We recommend to the city council, and there's some possibility the city council will interview them again, I don't know if they're doing that, that seems a little redundant to me, but they might do it that. So, Pam,
And also,
Angela,
Pam,
Jennifer,
the interviews should probably happen between now and the next commissioner meeting, so
Yeah.
within the next
it
month.
should be within the next month.
That's fine. I just am kind of out of service on the first week of November because of the election.
Yeah.
So,
And I wonder also, I'm not sure, I wonder also if the interviews could be broken up over 2 days.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. 4 hours in one day is a lot.
Yeah.
It's usually the same questions over and over again.
Yeah.
right, and I think that's
So
probably-
that can be discussed amongst yourselves. Was there a third person that wanted to be on this?
Danielle was interested. She just has it over.
Okay,
I
I
will-
will Angela and you.
I'll send Angela a message and see if it works out, my schedule works out, but if not, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But put me in there
Big question
tentatively.
mark by your
Yeah,
name.
put me in there tentatively. I'll send her a message right now. Even though I know she's not good to see it now, so I don't forget.
Yes, they're gonna be in-person interviews.
Gosh, when I did mine, it was like 3 minutes long. I'm not kidding.
With the city council, mine was 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
But last time, I renewed last year, and the interview process was much more in-depth than it was with just the city council. Okay, task force. So also, Angela wanted to take a poll on onboarding the new commissioners. Do we want to do a mentor thing again, where an established commissioner will be available to answer questions, or they can shadow them, or do you want to have like the January meeting, just what the AIPP is and how it works meeting with slides and, dancing bears, whatever.
Well, I do think it's nice to give them an overview all at once. I mean, to explain the process and really what the committee does, but I don't see how that would interfere with also doing a mentor. If somebody wanted to be a mentor of one of the new people. So I would like January. I think that's a good idea to do January as this is what AIPP does, and And then we'll probably still have some agenda items, and we can go, after that, we can say, and these are the agenda items that we're gonna do today.
Yeah, and
And I'm a
and
visual.
volunteer for task forces.
No, I'm a visual person, and it's just nice to have it explained all at once, and then you don't get the answers, the questions over and over again.
And it's true that if I was a mentor, it's not like I could really, I mean, I know where the money comes from, but I can't explain it as good as Angela.
Angela, it's
Does
definitely.
Angela do that annually, where she goes through that slide process?
We certainly can. She has been
It
doing
seems
it.
like it has been annual.
Yeah,
So I wondered if that could just be done in January.
yeah.
I told her that if she wanted to give
A
me,
little louder.
so sorry, okay. I told her that if she wanted to give me her slides, that I would record it for her. So that it could be put online, and then anybody who wants to apply, who wants to do, selection for us, or anybody who comes on board, then take it as a asynchronous training.
Yeah, so that there's something, a kit
Yeah.
that you can download.
Yeah,
to look
and
through.
I told her I would do that for her, but I just need the slides and, a little bit of information from her. So she had the slides before, but she wanted to make some changes to them and some updates after she did it with us, because we pummeled her with questions, and she realized she wanted to, fill those areas in. So, I'll still be willing to do that if anybody wants me to. I'm trailing off. Sorry.
It's okay, that's
I'm
fine.
not allowed to talk,
Okay.
Cindy.
All right, does anybody have any other ideas? Is there anything else you'd like to see?
Dancing bears. Dancing bears. You offer.
Always a good time.
Yeah, what is something that when you started on the commission, you felt was really helpful to understanding your role?
I honestly had Randy as my mentor, and it was really nice to have Randy there. And because it just becomes really overwhelming. I feel like because again, for me, I signed up for something not necessarily knowing. I mean, I had an idea, but then it was a lot more in depth than I had envisioned, I guess, or what I was advertising a sponsored ad on social media on. But no, so it was really cool to have Randy there, and she went out of her way definitely to make sure I was okay and make sure if I understood things. And I didn't really go out of my way too much to ask her anything, but she was really nice to just letting me feel comfortable with the group. I don't know. I liked having her. I think that was the most beneficial part to me as a new commissioner was Randy. I miss her.
I was Teresa's mentor, and the first thing she said was, I was already on the commission. I was on the commission before, so.
Oh. She had an idea.
I didn't have a mentor, and it would have been great to have one.
Yeah, and I didn't have a mentor.
Well, we just-
But I feel like, because I was real hesitant, what's going on? And, then finally I was on some task force, and then I got such a clear idea. So maybe an idea of new commissioners joining with an old commissioner for a new task force. I think that's huge. I think that gives you the big broad stroke of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it gets them real involved in something right away. I know you can't force someone to do that, but it could be strongly suggested.
Yes, I was thinking the new commissioner could shadow somebody on when they're doing their stuff, when they're on the task force and stuff. We come into kind of a weird, prickly situation where open meeting versus closed meeting, if you have 2 people on the task force and then suddenly you have sort of 2 people in shadows, 4 people, then do you need to have an agenda and have it filmed, or do you need to have minutes?
Right,
So that's.
I know that's a tricky part. You don't want to cross that line, really.
Yeah.
But if you compare an old and a new.
Yeah.
I think
So, that's something we can work out, I'm sure.
One of the other suggestions was to have mock task force meetings as well.
That might be a
Oh,
good
that's
idea.
kind of good.
Yeah.
So
That could be good just for everybody, actually.
Yeah.
Just as a nice reminder, because
Yeah.
you're only on, maybe 1 a year, maybe 2 a year, depending on what's really going on. But I've only done 1 task force this entire time, really. That I've been very actively involved with the mural, but that was really the only one, so.
Okay, yeah, I like that, pretend task forces. That could be fun. Okay, so our next item
I accidentally put it on the backside of these speakers.
is a local couple has approached us about donating this for our collection. This is an edition print, it says at the bottom, which you can't really see, like 200 out of 250 or whatever. Okay. Our guidelines state that non-original artwork it's very weird. One place it says not acceptable, and then in another place it says up for debate.
And this is non-original because it's edition.
It's a print, and it's not even a painting, it's a print.
Got it.
What kind of print? Is this like a screen print or is it an actual like?
On the donation, they listed it as oil paint, so they don't know.
Yeah, oil on canvas, and it's not, it's
Not-
actually not.
Okay.
I don't know, they also valued it at $75.
Oh,
Do we know like who's the artist?
Her name is Kat.
I don't think it's up to our standards for our to be a hang on the wall. Be part of our collection.
Does it have a significance point with Longmont? Is this
No, we
an
can't
artist?
determine if the artist is native, we can't determine if the artist is from Colorado,
Or-
there's not a whole lot of information about the artist online. Basically, we're just asking people, if anybody has any, obviously, keep talking about this, but one of the things we need to determine is, does it fall outside of our acceptable donation policy? And if somebody has an objection to that, then we need to assemble a task force, but.
Our policies and procedures says that is the part that says no only original art, is a better way to put it. Okay? So, we need, what do you guys think? I have an opinion, but I am to hear yours first.
It is not original,
That's right.
so, just on that fact alone, I think that.
Do we want to have a motion to politely decline this accession, or do you guys want to discuss it some more?
I think it proved that this was, this was a local piece of maybe Longmont history, or if it was a Longmont artist, or any of that, I might have an opinion, but I think that with it just being, with what we already followed suit with the non-original painting, I personally say just make it easy and just say, I'll make a motion to say that we'll kind of deny this, but.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Wait.
I wasn't really trying to make that motion, but actually that worked out really well, I guess.
I think it's freaking dirty.
Did everybody say
Yes.
yes?
It was unanimous. Should I say this?
What?
You can leave it for me.
Okay. Okay, holiday get-together dates, December 14th or after the 18th of January, I think she said.
I can do the 14th. I know that Jennifer really wanted
You know,
during the
yeah.
holidays that people have.
I'm so not booked at all yet for the holidays,
No,
so. It's October, come on.
The 14th is fine with me. I'd be
How
happy.
do people feel about that?
That's fine.
Works for me.
Yeah, the 14th also, there's gonna be an event here, so they will have, I think they'll have, wine and beer for sale, so if everybody wants to
Will they be having the event here?
Yes.
In the store? in this room.
We could do it here, or we could do it at another place.
Okay.
Here is a little easier because parking
Yes.
is open already.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
So,
yes.
and we decided last time that we wanted to do another like craft project. Yeah,
What?
yeah, is everybody nodding?
What?
Yeah.
What? No. What do you mean? What,
So
what are you
apparently-
saying?
Remember last year we did the decoupage and the tins and everything? This year we want to do another something where we're just not sitting around and stuffing our faces. We want to do something.
Which is great with me. I wasn't in the artistic league last year, so I was very disappointed in my output.
Okay, so I had two ideas because Angela was like, what do you think? And I was like, well, nobody wants more crap for holidays, like, you know. I was thinking we could do like a flower arranging workshop. And we could either hire someone to come in and teach us, or I was also like, we could have more money to just have all a bunch of flowers and just have everybody just do their own thing. Which, I mean, everybody has vases at home, right? You want to use a vase, like you don't get anything, you get beautiful flowers, the flowers die, or you can dry them, and we'll have, you know, food and drink, or beverages that aren't alcoholic. But yeah, I think that would be fun, and also you don't have to be too creative, you can
No,
just
I would love,
shove some
I
flowers
would
in a
love to
vase.
have a professional.
You would?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love flowers, and I would love to have a professional flower person show me how to be a flower arranger,
Okay.
even if it only lasted an hour.
How does everyone feel about hiring someone versus just bringing in flowers?
I'd like to have somebody
You want
come in.
What did you say?
Bring in an instructor or just have a free for
What
all?
did you say? I didn't
She wanted to do.
I said,
instructor.
I'd like having somebody there saying, oh, don't put that with that.
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
me too.
you know, or, oh, you need something tall there or something. That would be
hear.
fun.
So yes, so they should bring the flowers to us.
Well, they would have to if they came here.
I'd like to have a little instruction, I've never been shown anything
Yeah.
about flower arranging, it'd be fun.
Should we bring our own vase?
We'll see.
Yeah, so I wanted to get the date
Dress in a vase.
down, and then I was gonna reach out and say, we have this date available, you know, can you do it? So I'll
You
just,
said you had another idea too?
I was thinking about doing, like, paint your own mugs, but I'm not as jazzed about it.
Yeah.
As I am with.
Yeah, oh my God, bless the world, I need another mug.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, that is always, yeah.
It'd be nice to learn. Yeah, would anybody have any other ideas?
It'd be kind of nice to learn how to make soap.
So, okay.
Oh, that's true too. I
Something medicinal.
So,
So, yeah,
cool.
like, you know,
Scented soaps.
with essential oils in it and stuff like that.
So candles, flower arrangements, put them all in there for the next few years.
A candle with
Candles would be.
soap
I was at the
inside
candles
and
for my
flowers
kids, like-
around it. So planet. Yeah.
Okay, I will reach out and see what I find.
Okay.
But we like the idea of having a class where you make something you take home with you.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
useful.
Exactly.
That's
Some candles are one of my favorite things. I have to admit.
Okay, commissioner comments, anybody?
Sorry, what was that?
Comments from the commissioners? Okay, so, icebreaker. We're gonna start over there with you, Stephanie.
I thought about this for like 4 days after I read it. Honest to God, I've been pondering.
And you don't even have 3, you can do 1, like.
Oh, no, I have like 25. No, that's the problem. It's like, no, I can't start now.
Well, I don't have any albums anymore. I have all this mishmash of electronic music, right? Like, so I get a song from here and a song from there. But I would probably say Nia Simone, probably Muddy Waters, and Yonder Mountain String Band.
And what?
Yonder Mountain String Band.
Oh, that's a really good combo. Yeah, I can see that.
Something you can't get tired of that you just love every time you hear it.
Absolutely.
Really exciting.
Well, I would go on the island with you except for the Yonder Mountain Street.
Oh, yes.
So, I guess, they have to have something classical or So it'd probably be Beethoven, but I don't know exactly what. And then I'd have to have Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers.
Nice.
And what else? I have to have something bluesy, because. I don't know. Or maybe I could have jazz. I have to have some country. Yeah, okay.
I love that.
Beatles, White Album, U2, Joshua Tree, and I don't know, my favorite would be.
Two is easier.
I know, well, I was like 3 as like a general, but you could always do less or more.
Well, I had Beatles White Album as well, also. And then Peter Frampton Comes Alive. And then my third one was Anything by Lyle. Lyle. So much fun. So fun.
This is a very tough question for me. Music is my life. Probably my top album would probably have to be Grateful Dead, American Beauty. Right now, I'm very obsessed with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards. They've got like 35 or 25 albums, so to pick one album. Well, I've seen them every single time. It's like Colorado the last few years.
I went this year, so my daughter and her friends.
Nice. Yeah, that would probably be, and then as a third, I could again. So I don't even know. That's what I do.
Okay, so I said Paul Simon, Graceland. Any Elvis collection is fine with me. And any Ray Charles collection is fine with me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love it.
I hope we're all on the same desert island.
It'll be a really nice selection.
We'll say.
I said Jeff Beck, Emotion and Commotion. Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, but that would be a good, focus. And Miles Davis, Bitches Blue. 6.
All right.
Really good one.
And Pamela.
Okay, so, Mozart Symphony 40 and 41. The best of Earth, Wind and Fire, because you gotta dance. And then, the third one is really the hardest one. So I went through, I think I'm gonna go for Ella Fitzgerald Sings Gershwin. But it was really tough because there was Tom Waits and Richard Thompson too. So, but I felt I had to have a woman represented, so I picked Ella Fitzgerald Sings Gershwin.
One of my mother's favorites.
Well, she's great. She's one of my idols.
Her scat singing is phenomenal.
I know
It's
that.
phenomenal. I could listen to that for hours.
I know, yeah, I know. And I saw her live and a couple of times, and she's just so like, this is no big deal.
Okay, my number one first album would be Bonnie Raitt's
Oh, that was another.
Nick of Time or anything earlier.
Yeah,
Probably Nick of Time.
I would pick Home Plate.
I love
I
them. But
love Home Plate.
And first I thought I would go with Vivaldi, Four Seasons, because I love that. But then I thought, oh, Desert Island. You didn't say how long we'd be there.
Oh,
I thought like, Bach concertos might be nice because there's lots of them. Good point. And then third, I couldn't decide. My taste in music are so eclectic that I would just like to make my own. With just a collection of individual songs that I like.
You want your mixtape.
Yeah, mixtape. How about you?
it was also really hard, even though this was the question that I chose. Come on. I think I would choose Led Zeppelin 4, Massive Attack Mezzanine, and Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. A little bit of everything.
Nice little round.
Excellent. Like I said, I hope we're all in the same desert island. Great. Okay, I need that's all. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, reports, anything, observations? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Who's up to you,
Laurel, second? Stephanie? All in favor? We're adjourned.
Wow.
At 6:02.